Well, typically we don't talk after the evening practice, but since it ended the way we did, I thought I'd explain it to you. We had a great practice going, really good. We started with a live goal line period. The intensity was high, and then I'm a guy, as you guys know, that doesn't like fights, and I think that we had a fight there, and so I decided to stop practice and run them, and that was the end of it. So they had a little team meeting, and we'll come back at it tomorrow and get after it again. I think you get in training camp and you've had a number of practices like this, and the intensity gets ramped up, but I think what's really important is that we have to be able to maintain our composure and know when to back off, especially when you're talking about the possibilities of somebody getting hurt. The two guys that were in the fight were skill position players, and all it takes is one of those guys to break a finger, and we've got problems. And so I think it's just part of trying to learn discipline, and we ran a little bit, and we'll get back after it tomorrow.
Will there be any disciplinary action against the guys involved?
No. I mean, it's football. It stuff happens, but you can't just let it go. At least I don't think you can just let it go. And I don't like the adage, well, it's football. It's just a fight. It is football, and there are going to be fights, but that doesn't mean you just say they're okay. I just never subscribe to that theory. I think some coaches maybe like it. I don't really like it.
Is it kind of an opportunity for some of the leadership on the team to step up?
Yeah, I think so. I think what you're looking for at camp like this is, especially when you lose guys like Jonathan, and you lose, Daytone, and some of those other guys. Dalton Hilliard was a real leader, even though he wasn't a captain. You're looking for guys to step up and kind of grab the tee. And so, I can walk out of here and let's see how they react. I was watching them. I want to see how they react sometimes, and it's just all part of the process. Sometimes it doesn't look good. I said this a couple days ago. Sometimes things out here look a little ugly, but it's all part of trying to learn and come together as a team. And But like I said, it was a great practice. I was about to end it anyway. Took the pads off, but I just don't like the fights. I don't like them. I never have, and I don't think I ever will. And we got to learn to push past that. And I don't want them hitting each other. And I don't want them saying negative things to each other. So we just got to avoid that.
Were you surprised that the leadership didn't step up?
No, they tried to. But it was just a good chance for me to make a point of emphasis. After a 2-a-day, and this morning was a tough practice, even though we weren't in pads. And this afternoon, like you guys saw, we were pumping the Your Acid Rock, during the goal line period there, and but we still have to, like I told you a couple days ago, we have to learn to be able to handle ourselves in a pressure environment. So it's all part of it. I'm not disappointed. I'm not anything like that. It's just a great learning experience.
Are you concerned about tensions lingering between certain players?
No, those guys, they walk off the field together. They'll go eat dinner together. That doesn't happen. No. That just doesn't happen. Have you guys played football on a football team? You have.
Does sitting on the bench count as playing?
Well, you've been on a football team, right?
I think my position was tackling, Devin.
Yeah,
so.
When you've been on a football team, you can understand that, it is intense out there, and it's emotional, it's passionate, and these guys are great competitors, and they hate to lose, at anything. And so you're going to have those moments where things flare up, but you still have to be able to back away. And I think we need to learn that. So we're learning it. But no, things don't carry over. These kids get over it quick. They like each other. They respect each other. They get along with each other. Not always out here, but they get along with each other. So I don't worry about it. So anyway, so now I don't have to talk tomorrow.
So can we ask you about practice now?
Yeah.
While you're out here?
Practice. Yeah, ask anything you want to.
So you said it was going really well up until that point. Talk a little bit about what you were noticing about what made it such a good practice.
I like the focus. And what we did is we came right out of stretch and went right into live goal line. So that was just one of those situations where, okay, fast start, put the ball down and let's go. I thought the offense looked really good in that period. I think the defense was probably caught a little bit off guard. It was really their first chance to really tackle live. We've seen it many times, that first practice where you're tackling live, the defense isn't sure that they can tackle live. I just like the competitiveness. I thought Brett was on fire. The concentration was good. We were going at a fast pace, and unfortunately we had the skirmish at the end, so decided to end it.
A few of the offensive linemen went out first? Caleb and
Caleb just,
Alex.
you know, he started to get short of breath.
Okay.
I think he's okay. I'm not sure
looked
about
like he was
Alex.
getting tested for concussion. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, you guys know how careful we are with that stuff. I have not talked to Ant yet, so I don't know what or who went out and why they went out, but I'll let you know. I know this with us, if a guy shows any concussion-like symptoms, then we're going to yank him. You know, we're not going to put him back in there. And our coaches are really careful about that too, just making sure that we try to recognize it.
Is that just an effect of having your first day of full go that you have, you know, 3, I think it was right in a row, they seemed like offensive linemen were coming out?
I don't know. We were just talking about that, why our offensive linemen seem to get dinged, you know, and I don't know the answer. I wish I did know the answer, but I don't know the answer. And, you know, you look at the film and you go, okay, are we doing something differently than, you know, we've done in the past as coaches? No. The equipment's better. You know, I mean, they're bigger and they're faster and they're stronger and they move quicker and the collisions are a little bit more intense, but I don't know, but it's concerning, you know. I mean, it's concerning from a team standpoint, it's concerning for the kids as well.
At least you have a little more depth this time in offensive.
Yeah, I know, but I just, you know, I worry about those guys and head injuries, you know, and I think there's so much focus on it nationally that I think that at times, and I, you know, you guys know I'm extremely sensitive about this subject, but at times I think there is a fear factor with these kids. You know, they're still young, they're still maturing. Maybe they haven't had, you know, a headache when they've played football, and so a headache, maybe they might overreact. But if they're going to react that way, then we have to overreact on the side of being cautious, and that's what we're always going to do. Because if they're not overreacting and it is really something that needs to be looked at, then we don't ever want to make that mistake, ever.
Does the line depth become more of a concern if any of those end up being more serious issues?
Yeah, I don't think they will be, though. You know, I think what I think is great about Anthony Venude is that, and the attitude of our staff is we get them out. You know, rather than keep them in there, you know, rub a little dirt on it, get back in there, and then it compounds the problem. So, and Caleb, you know, he's okay. So you know, what right now is our first 5, they're intact. We'll see where Alex is. Kawasi's missed a couple days, but I don't think that his is real serious. I mean, they're all serious, but you know, something that's going to keep him out for a long, long time. We just have to evaluate as we go. Doctors are up here today looking at those guys, and you know. So I think Thomas Duarte felt pretty good tonight. I'm not sure how much he did in the teamwork. You guys probably saw more than I did of that. In terms of, you know, him being in there, but I know that about halfway through practice, Anthony came up and told me that he was feeling really good.
How about Eddie Vanderdoes?
He's getting better. Yeah, they did an X-ray. Nothing that you wouldn't expect out of a, you know, kid that plays a lot of football. It's just a matter of that thing calming down. He's been working, as you've seen, on the side with the strength and conditioning coaches, doing some stabilization, stretching it out. He's loosening it up. He feels a lot better. His emotional outlook seems to be better. You know, he's like coming out. Doesn't seem so concerned right now. Cassius was practicing. Eric Kendricks ran this morning or yesterday morning and looked really good. Who else is there?
Jordan Sumwalt.
Yeah, Jordan was back. Yeah, he was back. His wasn't a hamstring. He was just dehydrated. You know, he's so lean. He benefited from the spring. You know, from getting in there in the spring. He was a fish out of water the first couple days, and you know, he's hovering around 272, 275, right around there, and he's got strong hands, and he fits right in with that group. You know, he doesn't look like a freshman. I think when you look at him and you look at, you know, what Eddie's going to be and Kenny, it's a good-looking young group. Well, it's a good-looking young group anyway. The seniors are Cassius and Lee, and we've got some good young players there. So I think one of the keys is getting Eddie back out here soon. You know, because there's a learning curve that you go through. Just the speed of the game, the size of the players, you know, the effort that it takes to play at a high level. You know, these guys, some of these big guys are used to playing against 180, 195 pound offensive linemen in high school. and there's not many of those in the Pac-12. So it just takes more energy, and they have to learn how to do it. So, you know, Eddie needs that work. But Kylie's adjusted, you know. He's a good player. He's a really good player.
How much do you think he's matured since the spring?
You know, he was always really mature. I mean, Kylie was just, you know, he's a quiet kid. He approaches, you know, his football work with a real level of maturity the whole way. But I think what he's understanding is, like the things I was just talking about, is the energy that he has to exert on every play in order to compete. You know, it's never going to be easy at this level. I think he really has a good feel for that, you know, and so I think that's part of maturing too, you know, getting those reps. So I like where he's at. I think he could go in a game and play and be productive. And if we had 8 guys along the front that can line up and play, I think we'd all be pretty happy with that.
Caleb okay?
Yeah, a little, his chest tightened up a little bit. I'm not sure why, but it didn't look like it's anything serious. But once again, there's certain things, there's certain things you just don't mess with, man. You know.
And Alex?
They got
Ding?
Yeah, they got hit in the head, and so we're evaluating it. And you walked away, but I was saying that I'm just going to err on the side of caution with those guys, and hopefully that gets them back here soon. So, but anyway. Okay. 4 o'clock tomorrow.
All right. Thanks, Coach.